Gone like a fart in the wind. I'm not talking about the national debt. I'm talking about the instruments that led to the national debt. That's the message the debt clock people are sending us today as we explore. We can see here the national debt continues to climb. In fact, we're going to see $34 trillion in debt within weeks, maybe even less than that. Nonetheless, we won't quite make it there by the beginning of the year, but that's okay. It's going to get there soon enough. But what is the importance of this? Well, the national debt is a problem, especially considering the federal debt to GDP ratio is at near wartime levels. That is concerning, and it's been persistent, consistent, and it's been increasing. Why? Well, because of U.S. federal spending, which leads to the federal budget deficit, which in turn creates this national debt that is to the tune of $33.95 trillion right now. That's almost $260,000 per taxpayer. That's right. And it's pretty amazing to see how this is occurring, far exceeding revenue and even the inflation that we're seeing. Inflation is a hidden tax against us, and essentially it is confiscation of our wealth. But sooner or later, something's got to give and something's got to change. And the people of the debt clock think that it's going to happen fairly soon or sometime. And when it does happen, it's going to be gone with the wind, like a fart in the wind. Yes, indeed. Nonetheless, this is the latest message that they're sending to us. A pretty big, emboldened message here. Gone with the wind. A pretty radical move here. We can see in this message that they're sending to us. It's pretty wild, and we can see what's at the heart of this. You can see here that it is the bonds here and the treasuries and certificates. And of course, they don't have the Federal Reserve note, but they do have the Federal Reserve seal that's there and all that entails in it. And like the wind, we can see it being swept away, only to be replaced by the largest version of the U.S. Treasury certificate graphic that they have provided thus far. So we can see more details in the note that you can see is in the background. The first thing we notice here is in the background, this U.S. Treasury certificate presumably would be backed by gold, as shown in the background. There's an American gold eagle there. And this is an example with $10 there, and we can see the page curled up here, which is intriguing. We do see the page curled up, but look what's underneath of it. Silver eagle there you can see. And so presumably, maybe this means that a silver coin or silver coins could be utilized as money again. And with treasury certificates backed by gold, or maybe even made of gold, like an RM note, like the gold back. You never know. But you can see there it is, 10 units, $10, 10 new dollars, maybe. The word dollar is not actually listed on this note, but one of them is in gold. One of them is in silver. So redeemable by gold and silver. Presumably, what's underneath this curl may be a golden X, although it is silver for here, there, and there. This treasury certificate is debt-free currency payable to the bearer on demand in this sample that you see here. With these little symbols here. Now, they could just be decorative, but we can see here that the ichthus fish is there noted on either side, and there's the American flag as well icon on either side here. Interesting indeed. These decorative elements are also up here, presumably anti-counterfeiting measures, micro printing, or what have you. Likely. Could there be a deeper meaning behind them? I don't know. But as is the case before, and is the case with the new U.S. Treasury certificate, there is a president still on the note. This one is a 10, and it has the portrait of George Washington. I don't think it should be a portrait of any man, but maybe an idealized symbol of liberty. Maybe Lady Liberty herself. But nonetheless, that is what we are seeing here. George Washington maybe was used here for familiarity, but we can see here with the words "Gone with the Wind." Gone with the Wind certainly does give us a question about this. We can see the wind blowing. Presumably that wind is blowing from right to left or left to right, which is interesting that they chose the wind speed heading in that direction. With the disappearance of these notes too, the new U.S. Treasury certificate blowing from left to right also makes us wonder, perhaps maybe we are seeing here the movement from the green, which is the Federal Reserve System, to the gold. And you can see how it is shown there with the letters. An interesting and quite symbolic representation with the letters there, "Gone with the Wind." This is a pretty big graphic over at the U.S. Debt Clock's page, and it will disappear in a few days. But I'm capturing it here for you in this infographic so you can see exactly what is the message being sent to us here on this fine day. Wow, who knows? Now, I don't know. To have to do these every couple of days with a different message, we know there is a theme there, and the theme really does center around, well, Jesus, Christianity, but also sound money, and what is going to eventually be happening with the current system as it holds right now, with these bond certificates and treasuries, and with fiat currency as it stands now. Well, that will be changed over at some point in time down the road, so we can look forward to that in due course. The timing of it, we really don't know. They don't say here, but we know something has got to give somewhere, especially considering all of the debt we're accumulating, all of the spending, all of the entitlements, all the largest budget items we see here, which are mostly made up of entitlements. It is intriguing to see, as we continue to march forward here, that we're going to be probably in a world of trouble. There will be refining of fire in due course, and maybe that will be a message that will come to us down the pike. How can we protect ourselves during these times? Well, that's where gold and silver come in. We may not have a gold or silver standard or a bimetallic standard now. However, you and I can have our own gold and silver standard by accumulating them, because there is no better standard from which to compare monetary systems throughout history. Nothing compares to gold and silver. So no matter what the price may be as it fluctuates, we are not ruled or reigned or being led by what the dollar does and how these metals are represented by dollars. No, we are not. We have the Constitution and the Bible on our sides that have documented time and time again the value of gold and silver. And I think that is an overall message that we can take from this. Every time we see these numbers tick up in dramatic scale, well, gold and silver will prevail. So let me know what your thoughts are about this message from the Debt Clock people. I continue to press on. This will be in the playlist down below. That playlist is Secrets of the Debt Clock. I hope you will check out other videos if you've missed those, and hope you will consider subscribing to the channel, as I do post daily videos with content like this and others. And I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.